Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we are doing what is keeping you stuck in this cycle and how to break it. And to do this reading we will be picking out 3 piles together. So 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what we have. For pile number 1, we have the Otter. For pile number 2, we have the Cow. And for pile number 3, we have the Owl. If you like to pick with crystals, let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, we have the green moss agate, and this is what it looks like. For pile number 2, we have the fluorite, and this is what it looks like. I hope the shades of purple are, the camera's picking up the shades of purple as well. Yeah. And for pile number 3, we have the Bloodstone, and this is what it looks like. There we go. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles or 3 crystals you're the most drawn to, and that is probably the pile for you here today. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, or perhaps you're drawn to all of the piles and crystals, or all of the crystals, then listen to your intuition, because your intuition will always guide you to the right readings, whether they're 1, 2, or all of them. Whatever you're drawn to, that is the pile for you today. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hey soul family, if you love the card picking process and the shuffling, I always leave this part especially for you and for me as well. As you know, I love this part of the process. I feel it's very magical. All right, so before we begin, I want to introduce the cards to you. On the left are the oracle cards that we will be using during this reading, and on the right are the tarot cards that we will be using. If you're interested in any of the cards that I use, you'll always find that I leave their names down in the description box. Okay, so now let's start shuffling with intention. I feel like this one wanted to come out. This one is already ready. 1, 2, yeah, this one. And 3. Are these 2? No, it's just 1. Okay. This deck, I'm only using part of it. I am using the Moon Mansions from the Moon Oracle deck. Okay. So the intention that I'm setting for this reading, I will be setting for every deck woe that I use for the whole reading. And that is, what is keeping them stuck in this cycle, please? And how can they break it? Thank you very much. Wonderful. Now let's use our next oracle deck and ask, what is keeping them stuck in this cycle? 1, 2, 3. Thanks. And how can they break it? All right. Now we move on to our tarot decks. We'll be taking 2 from each deck. So, what is keeping them stuck in this cycle? And how can they break free, please? That's 1, 2, 2, and 2. All right, next deck. Yeah, that is the right way up. Okay. So what is keeping them stuck in this cycle? And how can they break it? Interesting. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Let's take the next deck. That's the right way up. Okay. So what is keeping them stuck in this cycle, please? And how can they break free? 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Yeah, that's the right way up. I feel these ones. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Wonderful. So now our 3 piles are ready. Let's put them neatly together. Let's take the first pile with the Otter and put them together neatly. There we go. That's a huge card. All right. So there we go with the green moss agate. Pile number 2. Is also ready. Let's add the cow. There we go. With the Florite. Let's add the owl. There we go. With the Bloodstone. There we go. The 3 piles are ready. Thank you guys for spending this time with me. I always enjoy it. I always love your energy. Very blessed to have you. And let's get into your reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful green moss agate in the heart shape, as well as the Otter. So we're going to keep your main card here. I'm not surprised that the heart came with the Otter, right? It seems like it's a loving reading. Loving, not about love, but a loving reading so far. Let's take a look how you can break out of the cycle and what is keeping you stuck in it. So first, let's take a look at your oracle cards. You have, this is your first oracle card. This is what it looks like. Some kind of sharing, maybe what you have. Let's see. It's depicting a story here. You have Fortuna. Interesting card to get in this reading. I love this card. I must say it's one of my favorite Moon Mansion cards. You have Romance with Venus in Taurus. Okay, Romance, the heart shape, the Otter. Like I said, doesn't necessarily need to be about relationships, but here we're talking about a connection, a certain connection that you may be feeling stuck in. Pile number 1, a certain parent, a certain friend, a romantic partner, something along these lines. You have the Queen of Cups, the Lovers. Oh my God, this is uncanny. There's so much love being discussed in this pile. You even have 2, and 2 is the Lover's card. You have Justice, Strength. If you hear any background noise, I apologize. This is my dog. I always keep him next to me. You have the 7 of Swords. Tricky situation. Yeah. The 2 of Swords. The Fool. And you have the 2 of Wands with possibilities. Interesting. So pile number 1, with all of the cards here, the Lovers, the Queen of Cups, romance, the sharing, especially the Otter, I feel like you are a loving person by nature. You're very loyal, and you give it all when someone is really dear to you. You don't hold back. You share. You are open. Yeah, and the Otter, especially with the heart as well, the Otter represents love in general and valuing family. Replace family here in your reading with anyone dear to you. So the reason I say that is because the cubs of the Otter, they are one of the animals that stay with their parents the longest. Also, when the Otter's mate dies, it's observed that that their partner, they stay very sad for a long time. So we do see this loving nature to you, pile number 1. And because you are such a loving person and you give your all, this part of you is either really appreciated, and as the Lover's card here highlights, it can get you into a healthy connection with the right person. It can also invite other energies that want to make use of this maturity and kindness to use in the wrong way. So we have the 7 of Swords here and the 2 of Swords. We can clearly see that you may be in a cycle at the moment with one person or several people in your life that may be dishonest, that use your kind ideas against you, that are unfair and are in constant battles with you, pile number 1. And it's really breaking your heart. It does not feel fair. It feels lonesome that you are alone here with the Queen of Cups, as opposed to the Lovers here, which I'll talk about in a second, especially that's coming right in conjunction to the Fool. We'll get to that in a moment. But we do see that you're a very balanced, loving person with the Queen of Cups, who has shared a lot, given so much of themselves, but has not taken back much here. It's a barren land. Nothing valuable, and mostly just using your kindness to their advantage. Maybe even a lot of manipulation, gaslighting, fighting, blaming you for certain things. That's type of connection here. And it's making you feel alone, really. I see you longing for a good connection with someone that matches your energy, or people that match your energy. And so, with Fortuna appearing in your reading, we do see the sun. It's ruled by the sun and Jupiter in Leo. So that in this is why they call this specific moon mansion Fortuna. We see a lot of fortune. The Jupiter is a planet of luck in the sun, and we see extreme good fortune, especially in Leo, which is a generous sign. So we see a lot of fortune coming. We see coins coming down, and coins don't have to just signify financial gain, but they signify fortune in general. So we see that it's not much about what you need to do, but rather there's a message here to not fret, pile number 1, that there's good fortune in this area of your life, in the area of connections, whether this is romance or friendships or a beautiful family. It's not over, pile number 1. You're definitely going to be sharing your love with matching energy. And this is signified here with the Fool card in conjunction with the Lover's card. We do see that you will be building a new connections that match your energy. The Lover's card is a card about choice. You'll be choosing your type of people this time. Perhaps you were more accepting of different energies in the past, of the people who approached you, but I do see that this time with the Lover's card is a card of choice. You even have the Two of Wands with possibilities. I do see you choosing wisely this time, making sure that when you do take a leap of faith on some people, that it will be just, it will be right. And that's why with the Strength card, it will continue to be strong, pile number 1. It's not going to be a comfortable time at the moment. You're going to be very fortunate, however, in this department. But this transition time where you are mainly maybe feeling alone, as you are looking for the possibilities, it's not going to be comfortable, especially that you're invited with the Fool here to start stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of what could be comfortable. I don't know what that is, what the context is, but I do see an invitation of stepping out of the comfort zone, doing risky things or things that you don't normally do, to explore other types of people, other types of pools of people. Because here's the thing with the Otter. The Otter is both a land and a water animal equally, spending equal time in both. So with the land, I see applicable action, and with the water, I see love. And here, with love, I see that you will be lucky and fortunate, given the gift of good people. But with the land, I see that you need to take the steps to make that happen for yourself. You have to step outside of comfort zone to find these people. You have exploration here with the Two of Wands. And so it might not be comfortable. And this is where I'm getting the idea of discomfort. Do you see here in the Justice card? I always talk about this card. I really love this card. We see that this lady is rubbing her feet towards the end of the night after having worn her beautiful red pumps. And we see that she made a little bit of sacrificial discomfort of maybe not being fully comfortable in her pair of heels, but she felt great throughout the night, felt the energy that she needed to feel, and had a splendid time. and now she can rest and rub her feet. And so that's the energy that I'm seeing here. Maybe getting yourself a little bit uncomfortable, and you'll be very fortunate. It doesn't look like you'll be searching for long. You will make the right choice this time of finding your people, of finding people that you can share great time with. It is not as barren, pile number one, as you think it is. Sometimes our minds can play tricks on us. It's not as barren as you may think it is. Take your time to do what's not always comfortable, and you will find exactly what you're looking for, my dear pile number one. You will find your fortune when it comes to people and to love, and finding your soul family, my dear friend, your group of people. Or if it's a partner, then your partner, pile number one. I see you with the Queen of Cups. You're mature emotionally, and once you get in touch with the right people, it's just going to be strong connections from now on. Now, I want to take your tarot cards and get specific advice for you so that you are able to break this cycle. What are you invited to do in specific, pile number one? So what is pile number one advised to do in specific, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I do feel these two. I'll just have to take them. Let's see what we have. Pile number one. So I kind of feel like I want to take them in the order they came out. So you have the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, and I'm understanding what this is trying to say. You have the Lovers card. The 7 of Cups. The 2 of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles. All right, so first things first. I'm seeing the idea of opening up your heart to start maybe saying yes to gatherings with the 10 of Pentacles. Take the opportunity to join different gatherings. Be part of gatherings and communications with other people safely. Say yes perhaps to the invitations that are going to, the things you're going to be invited to, maybe these days, the coming period, and to do it with fun and love is what I'm seeing here. To look forward to it and to give it your mind and your heart once you are there. To give it your attention. Because with the for sale sign, I kind of feel like you've been leaving this behind. We do see the 2 people here giving us their back. So I do see that you've been maybe avoiding this to do other important things. Working with the Page of Pentacles maybe. Or taking care of your life in general with this 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, work, life has maybe taken you away from certain gatherings that you used to do, it seems. So I'm seeing more yeses to invitations and gatherings. Pile number one. Also with the Lovers card, maybe visiting something here. I don't know why visiting museums. Maybe this pertains to some of you. Visiting museums. Maybe exploration. Exploring. Doing explorative activities maybe. That could be something. With the Seven of Cups in general, I do see here, that's why you have the possibilities. Exploration, yes, exploration is coming strong. To explore with the Seven of Cups. What is she exploring? I'm seeing this figure here exploring their possibilities. That's why you have that here. Exploring the different things that they can do to reconnect. Maybe call old friends, or maybe join discussion group or study group, since this person is studying. To see, open up your agenda, your mind's agenda, and think of the different possibilities that you can do to reconnect with others. Pile number 1. There are so many possibilities that you can do, and it doesn't matter which possibility you take, as much as it's about moving the energy around you, of getting into this headspace and reconnecting. Because whatever you do, it's going to lead you to the people you're supposed to meet, no matter which road you take. Do you know how they say all roads lead to Rome? Just start connecting in this area. Start exploring your possibilities and start taking actions towards them. And you will see that whatever action you take, that it will be blessed, and you will be fortunate to connect with those that you like to connect with, that you will have fun connecting. Pile number 1. With the Page of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles, I'm seeing your spirit guides saying, it doesn't matter exactly what you do. What matters is that you start working on it, working in this area, because at the moment it seems quite barren. Now with the Two of Pentacles, something inside me is telling me that these 2 extra cards are going to give further information. See, the Two of Pentacles is falling right above the Lovers cards. We're seeing 2. And this was a 2-2. Have you been seeing a lot of 2s? 2-2, 2, 2-2. Wow. 2 lovers, I mean here, of course. 2 people. Connection. So you're being prepared. Now, with being prepared, I would say you have been growing a lot. And you've learned so much throughout your experience with others. And I believe with the Two of Pentacles, you've been ready, and now you've been preparing, you've been growing, and now you're ready for significant connections that are meant to appear in your life now. And that's why it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you do something. You have the Magician. I told you it's going to work out magically. It's like this figure here is preparing a certain spell. It's about moving the energy around you, and it will magically work. Just get to it. Pile number 1 is the message, and you have the Four of Swords. I say, do you see, usually the Four of Swords is a card about resting and thinking a lot about something, deeply about something. I'm seeing this specific Four of Swords being playful, and with this idea, I'm seeing don't think too much about it. Don't take it too seriously. Of, you know, if I do this, how can I find my soul tribe, for example, within this community? Maybe this is a community of people who are interested in this and this and that. They wouldn't have my interest, yada yada yada. Whatever serious ideas you have, I'm seeing your spirit guides telling you don't overthink it, is exactly what I'm seeing. Don't overthink it. Be playful. It's all really about letting energy flow. Not much at this stage. You're ready. You've grown. You're ready to meet deep connections in your life, just let the energy flow by moving and taking action. Pile number 1. That's the message that I see here for you in order to break this cycle. Pile number 1, I'm wishing you all the best of luck from my heart. May you form wonderful connections with this beautiful heart of yours. It was such a pleasure meeting you during this reading. So that was your reading, pile number 1. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. It could help you in your journey, pile number 1, in general, and of achieving your dreams and manifesting what you want, because it's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it. But really, it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying this process. And so if you're interested in becoming more productive and getting down to making your dreams come true through productivity, pile number 1. Oh, I've also released an audiobook very early this month. And so if you're interested, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. And pile number 1, it was so lovely connecting with you. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful Florite as well as Cow. So let's take a look at your cards and see what is keeping you stuck in this cycle and how you can break free from it. All right, so we'll take a look at your oracle cards first. So this is what your oracle card looks like. You're keeping something close to your heart. We're doing a reading about something that means a lot to you. Pile number 2. We have Jupiter in Capricorn with control. Actually, let's keep it here. And let's see what moon mansion you have. Ooh, you have the 5th moon mansion with wheel. Very interesting. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you have the 8 of Swords. You have the Hierophant. You have the 3 of Wands. The 9 of Swords. The 4 of Wands. The Hierophant again. So we have the Hierophant twice and in conjunction to each other. This is big here. We'll talk about that first. You have the Knight of Wands with intensity, a lot of wands for sure, and wands and swords so far. And ending the reading is the 2 of Cups. Wow, kind of a roller coaster here, my dear pile number 2. Seeing this here is showing me that you are definitely on a spiritual journey where you're learning so much about your path and where you're supposed to go. But most importantly here, it's an internal journey. It's all about you. Let's take the first obvious things. I see Taurus here, sign of Taurus, Taurus with the cow, Taurus. I'm seeing a lot of Taurus in this reading, showing me the idea of wanting, because the motto of Taurus is I want. So you had a lot of dreams, pile number 2, of being on top of the world, of being in control of your life, and with the cyclical wheel, which we see here as well, and the Hierophant at the very top of the crown. The wheel of life took a turn, and all of a sudden, instead of achieving what you wanted, you found yourself a little stuck. You found yourself not being able to move forward. In fact, we do see here a labyrinth representing a spiritual journey, like we discussed, of going within, learning more about yourself, communicating with the divine. When you do have the stars here in the crown chakra showing, acting as a conduit for incoming divine intelligence. And with the Hebrew letter here, how the Hierophant is pointing towards the Hebrew letter here, Sheen, digesting this information, coming out of the labyrinth enlightened and with new insights to live by. So it's definitely a spiritual journey. You're in a phase of learning, and you're learning to let go, really, pile number 2. To not be so attached and wanting to be in control, but to learn to be happy nonetheless, even when you are not getting exactly what you want. And so the lesson that I'm seeing here, you're on a spiritual journey, learning that nothing is to disturb your peace. Nothing in the world is worth your mental peace. And having mental peace and happiness is the ultimate happiness. That's where you're intensely being pushed and moved towards learning. And from there, nothing can bother you any longer, especially that way you have the fifth moon mansion, ruled by Saturn and Mercury in Gemini. So here we see Saturn taking a less intense role in Gemini, where Gemini is all about sharp thinking and is influenced by the lightweight energy of Mercury. It's less intense. The more you think about things in the way that follows your spiritual path, the more you come into alignment, funny enough, with exactly what you want. And that's the labyrinth that I'm seeing here. To come out of this maze is to let yourself not be desperate of hating the journey, hating the loss, but taking it slowly, enjoying it. In fact, I see mothering yourself, to encourage yourself in a kind way, because the cow, it's really been revered in ancient mythologies and civilizations. You have Hathor in ancient Egypt, and also of course in Hindu mythology, as well as in the Druids. It's a symbol of motherhood, generosity, healing, and of course love, especially with Hathor. So I'm seeing the idea of guiding yourself with love, with accepting the journey as it is, because the most important thing is peace of mind, to celebrate life and to enjoy it every step of the way, despite the fact that you're not yet getting what you want. Yet, of course. To enjoy the journey is the biggest learning lesson here. To not feel stuck anymore, because the 8 of Swords is a card that speaks about thinking that we're stuck when we're not really stuck. Perhaps it's the emotional aspect that may lead us to think that we are stuck. And you do see with the Two of Cups here, the reciprocation of energy. It's what you put out that you get. Putting out loving motherhood, encouraging energy towards yourself, that's what you get back. Enjoying life, that's what you get back in reciprocation to that energy. But having intense energy in the opposite direction of wanting it maybe now shows that the learning lesson of towards your north node, which is the sheen, to digest that path, that spiritual path that you are on, shows that you're not digesting that spiritual path of learning something more important than what it is exactly that you want to achieve, and that is your own peace of mind and happiness. Pile number 4. That's exactly what I see here specifically in your cards. And with the wheels that I keep seeing here, we do see the medicine wheel at the top of the crown. Oh, let me adjust that. There we go. You see the medicine wheel here, as well as the wheel that came in your reading. We see that life is cyclical. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, and it just keeps changing. The only constant in life is change. And to lose fear of change, to enjoy the ride wherever it's taking you, that nothing in the world, ups and lows, highs and downs, never interferes with your happiness and peace of mind, will make you live with strength. Pile number 2 will make you feel in control, that control that you perhaps wanted, will give you real control over your life. That your happiness is within your own hands. Whatever happens on the outside will not affect the inside. And that's where foundational strength comes from. And from that, anything else that comes along makes you even more happy, makes you vibrate higher and helps you achieve exactly what it is that you actually want. And by tuning into that energy, as I said from the beginning, funnily enough, is what actually takes you to exactly what you want. Pile number 2. As we see from the 9 of Swords, and especially here with the 8 of Swords, we see that thoughts, cyclical thoughts, sometimes happy, sometimes not, are what's affecting the heart. And I'm seeing an invitation to the other way around now, where your heart affects your mind, to choose to take control of your thoughts and to choose to perhaps not be afraid, to choose to be okay, to choose to not let your thoughts overpower your emotions, but to choose to push away thoughts that could affect your mental state. And by the way, this idea does not go against mental health. In fact, I do recommend a book by a neuroscientist called Dr. Caroline Leaf. If you've been on this channel for long, I've recommended this book a lot. I'll leave it down in the description box. And she's done 20 years of lab research with other neuroscientists that proven that you fully have control of your mind, and you're capable of pushing these thoughts, and it's a training process, and taking control of how you feel and think. This book is called Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess, I think. I'll leave the book and a link to this book down in the description box if you're interested. Pile number 2. Other than that, know that it's completely really in your hand. It's a habit that you create, which in turn creates new neurological pathways in your brain. It's all a cycle that you create, a thinking cycle that you can renew, pile number 2. And that is a great part of your spiritual journey, that peace of mind. That's where you're being invited to embark on that kind of journey. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take your tarot deck and I'm going to seek advice on how you can start this peaceful, especially that you have the dove here, that peaceful, loving journey. What can you do today to start embarking on this path? Well, there are 4 cards, not 3. So you have the Ace of Cups to start anew with your self in terms of your emotions. To start anew, you have the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is moving away from something and going towards something else. And here I see moving towards your spiritual journey to learn. Do you see how the Hierophant is learning? To learn the new concept of choosing you first before any dreams or anything else. And that's the Holy Grail. Pile number 2. If you hear any background noise, it's my dog. Apologies. I always keep him next to me. You have the Emperor again, showing that you have complete control over what you think and what you want, or not what you want. It's not what I want to say, of course. You have full control of what you think and how you feel is the Emperor's energy. How you feel, what you think, and that nothing can shake you left, right, and center. That you are in control of that feeling, in control of your own emotions, and that in turn will give you control over your life the way you want it. And you have the Page of Wands, realizing with the Page of Wands that this is a new journey, and to not get discouraged with triggers that come as a result of the old habits. Pile number 2, to be patient. It's a learning curve, and little by little you'll become stronger. You'll learn how to push these thoughts away. Don't give up. Don't feel like it has to work all of a sudden. While in the beginning you will see a great difference, but learn that it's a learning curve. Allow triggers to happen, realize them, and slowly push them aside. Slowly realize that they've happened. Maybe you felt a little bit stressed. Once you realize that, decide to calm yourself down and decide to choose your peace of mind instead. Sometimes it'll work right away, and sometimes it'll help calm you down. And little by little, my dear pile number 2, it's going to heal, and you, like the Emperor here, will take command of your life. You'll digest it with the sheen here. You'll digest this whole process, and you'll move towards your ultimate strength. So pile number 2, that was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. This book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it, or it won't waste your time. But it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in that, to help you out with manifesting your dreams and working towards the things that you want, pile number 2, I'm sure you're going to love this book. And now there's an audiobook as well, and you'll find a link to this book down in the description box, to this ebook down in the description box. And pile number 2, it was such a pleasure. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm wishing you all the best of luck from my heart to yours, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful Bloodstone as well as the Owl. I'm very intrigued. Let's take a look at your cards and see what is keeping you stuck in this cycle and how to break free from it. So, let's take a look at your oracle cards first. So, this is what your first oracle card looks like. We have the idea of tough love here, maybe. Let's see. You have, let's see which moon mansion. The 26th moon mansion of prisoner. This is, I see what this is about here. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. You have with Venus in Capricorn, convention. All right. So now we'll take a look at your tarot cards. You have the Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. You have Temperance. You have the Page of Cups. You have the Chariot. The Chariot again. Whoa, okay, this is giving a strong message here. Wow. In the previous pile, there was also, these are magical readings, really. There was also a card, I'm not going to say what it is in case you're drawn to it and want to watch it. One of the major arcanas as well in conjunction with each other twice, giving a strong message, highlighting something. You have the Nine of Swords. Yes, of course. I see. You have the Eight of Wands with traveling. And you have the Seven of Swords with politics. I'm seeing what this is about here. Okay, so pile number 3. I'm seeing the idea here, especially with prisoner, with tough love, that you are in a situation that is not favorable in your point of view at all. It's getting a toll on you. We see here the mermaid is making screeching sounds all night. Perhaps can't reach to the scientist tent, but it's definitely causing a lot of ache and scary noises, right? So we see you in a situation where maybe it's very traditional, it's very tight, you feel imprisoned, you feel like overall you might be in some great spiritual test or karmic journey or a karmic cycle. And with the Seven of Swords coming up as politics, you are not surrounded by people that you enjoy at all. Pile number 3, you seem to be surrounded by people who have double face, who are not honest, who are very manipulative, snaky. They talk behind each other's backs. They create a lot of noise, and it's all just an unfavorable environment. And that's just the nicest way to say it, for sure, pile number 3. And I'm so sorry from my heart to yours about that. But with the owl here, I see an invitation of having the wisdom of turning a disadvantage into an advantage. How, you ask? Especially that we do see the Chariot coming up twice here. We see with this specific moon mansion that is ruled by Neptune and Venus, Neptune's energy is very compassionate, and so sometimes it confuses fantasy with reality, and along with the gentle energy of Venus, we can we can see the idea of victim mentality. Not that you are not in a favorable position. That is definitely not the situation here. You are in a situation that is rough for anyone, my dear pile number 3. No one can take that away from you. But the idea that you are stuck, as this figure here shows with the prisoner in the 26th mansion, is an illusion that the mind creates. And so with the tough love here, I see that your spiritual learning or your spiritual healing from this specific karmic cycle is to heal and come back into balance mentally, and to realize that yes, of course, this is a tough situation, but to turn this into an advantage. Tough love means that you're being put into this situation to give yourself power back. And once you learn that the power is in your hands, nothing in the world can take back that power from you, my dear pile number 3. And so it's not about the outside situation. It's all about how you see it internally. And that's why you have Aquarius, to think about it and put it in the right place. It's a journey all about taking a look at you and not about the outside circumstance. And this is where you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. Are you really stuck? Are you giving too much emotion to what is happening? And while it's okay to feel sad, but to relive something and to feel that you can't get out of it is the very mistake that is happening here in your pile number 3. To realize with the Chariot twice and the 8 of Wands that things are in your hands, that you do not lose control over anything, that no one has control over you ever. If you allow them to take control of you by allowing them to affect you, then they have control over you. But to not allow them or allow outside circumstances to take control of you, you might want to check pile number 2. It's not the same at all, but it kind of has some kind of connected message. And so if you're drawn to the 2, I wouldn't be surprised. But it's the idea that it's all in your hands and you have control of how you feel. Yes, you might have a lot of immature people around you for sure, making noise and blabbering here and there, and maybe could be even closed-minded as well, and giving you a tough time. But it's being triggered by these situations and actually thinking that you're stuck and that there's nothing you can do is what could keep you in this situation, stuck in this cycle. And to break free from this cycle, pile number 3, is to bring balance internally first. It's about you, what you project. And I'm going to recommend the same book I recommended to pile number 2, and that is by a neuroscientist called Dr. Caroline Leaf. This doctor is amazing. She's done lab tests for 20 years with other neuroscientists, and she's proven over and over in a very simple system over the years that you are totally in control of how you think. I will let you read the book, but if you don't, I'll give you a small summary. It's all in control. You are in control of your thoughts, and you can slowly but surely, yes, recognize these thoughts, but train to create new habits of pushing the thoughts that you don't like away. It's a learning process. We learn throughout our lives to train ourselves to do many things, and we need to also train ourselves in the way we think. It's not haphazard. We have full control to slowly recognize our thought patterns, our victim cycle, and to slowly push it away and say, I will be okay. I will not accept these thoughts. I will not accept these thoughts. And slowly push them out. Little by little, pile number 3, you'll realize that you're building mental stamina, you're building mental strength, and it's a muscle like everything else. And as you do it over and over, it becomes a habit. You'll see habits are formed in 21 days. As I've been reading, you can form it in as little time as 3 weeks. Be soft with yourself. Allow yourself to slowly but surely get into this habit and to learn it and take control of your emotions. And that's why you have the 8 of Wands and the 2 Chariots here. You're not stuck. In fact, you have the opposite energy. You're in full control of moving away from this. Could it be traveling, literally moving locations and moving away from these people? Or could it be moving energy, realizing that they don't have that much of an effect over you, that the circumstances doesn't have that much effect over you, and that you can take action, that you can be free from these emotions, and not being affected emotionally by what people try to do is power. This is the power. You cease to give them the power that you may have given them in the past. As I see with the 9 of Swords here, suddenly with the specific 8 of Wands, it's just nothing. Nothing affects you any longer because you are stable now. You've created a habit that is keeping you in balance, that is keeping you calm on the inside. And this way, that type of strong energy is moving you forward with strength, my dear pile number 3. You have the 8 of Wands. This is velocity. You suddenly go from feeling stuck to moving energetically in all areas of your life. And that's why you have the owl turning a disadvantage into a great advantage of taking control of your life. And again, that's the Holy Grail here, a new beginning with the Princess or the Page of Cups. A beginning where you learn how to be in control of your own life, and that nothing else or no one else has that type of control over you. Pile number 3. I'm going to take your tarot deck and I will seek advice for you. Oh, by the way, if you're interested in that book, I will leave the name linked in the description box. I think it's called Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess by Caroline Leaf. Okay, so going back to your question, what can you start doing today, pile number 3, to take control and create that balance? So we have 5 cards. I see this one wanting to come out first. So we have the Queen of Wands. Do you see that? Being in control, having the power. Do you see how this figure is stopping this person from burning themselves? Catch yourself having thoughts like these or emotions like these and slowly say, it's okay. I'm not accepting these thoughts any longer. It's not me. And you push it away. And you will see very quickly, pile number 3, you build strength with that. And that's the Queen of Wands. You have, wow, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is all about mental thought, mental stamina. Do you see how this figure is controlling the kite? Yes, roam free, let yourself think, but whenever you catch yourself again, the same idea. You see your thoughts pushing you into a victim type of mentality. You go, I noticed that now. You know how your immune system takes a picture of the germs, creates an idea of that foreign object, and so when it enters your body, now it knows what it is, how to protect you from it. That's the same idea. Whenever you catch yourself going off course, veering off course, you go, no, not anymore. I don't think like that. Taking control of your thoughts, taking control of your emotions. catching both and going, that's okay. I recognize that I felt or thought this way. That's okay. I will now calmly push it out. This is the new me. You have the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords is funny. My goodness, the Three of Swords is self-inflicted pain, to realize that sometimes we get into a cycle. Yes, it's important to cry it out. It's healthy to cry it out, to feel the pain. It's not about pushing it in. It's important to feel it. But once you let it out, understand that any longer than that, it starts becoming a victim cycle where we relive our pain and create even more trauma around it. So the idea here is to let it out, feel it, but then decide, okay, now I'm going to push it out because I want to be a happy person and a strong person. I deserve to be in that balance. I deserve that. And I will be the one to create that for myself. Again, do you see the warning? The Five of Swords. Your own mind. It's the same message. Your own mind giving you ideas of, what about this? Well, can you do this? Or can you do that? Well, what about if they tell you this? Oh, well, this. Oh, well, that. Yada, 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 yada. Do you see how this figure is going? No. No, 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 no. I will not accept these tricky thoughts any longer. I will not accept these noises any longer. That was in the past. Today, I'm a new me. And I'm not taking these thoughts. And you slowly push it out of your mind, my dear pile number 3. And you see here with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, I see, is going back to older, happy energy, where you find yourself once again. You get in touch with your inner child and you feel revived all over again. You're no longer stuck, but you're now free, living a happy life, being who you want to be, being your true, authentic self, feeling refreshed and revived. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, I'm giving you a huge hug from my heart to yours. I'm wishing you all the best of luck. You are full of strength, my dear, beautiful friend. Strength and wisdom. And this is why this is your spiritual path. You're meant to reach your higher self. This is who you are. Go back to it slowly, like the Six of Cups suggests. And all the best of luck with that, my dear pile number 3. Love you eternally. And I'm rooting for you. And that was your reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. This book, pile number 3, may really help you in your path towards success and achieving your dreams, because this book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it. But it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in that, there's also an audiobook that I've released to the book. So you have the option of whichever form you like, or perhaps both, whatever it is. You'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. And pile number 3, it was such a pleasure and really an honor doing this reading for you. I'm wishing you all the best, a successful, beautiful, strong life. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.